cat on her leg, and I'm becoming slightly excited. Not in the way you think. Yes, WW.
Sure. It seems that music also has had a big influence in your life as well.
Yeah, I play music, and I love music. Jimi Hendrix, as I mentioned, changed my life. Ludwig Beethoven, Seventh Symphony, Second Movement.
In the materials that you come up with your own music and singing and things like that, have you ever had the urge to come up with your own songs or albums or even your own, I don't know, musicals of the sorts?
Yeah, well, I end my stand-up show by making up songs about the people I talk to.
Oh.
I've written songs. I co-wrote a song that Shaka Khan did on her first solo album. And I still play music and write songs. Anything creative, if something has touched my soul at some point, I want to get in on that and try and do that to somebody else. Good question. Sorry, sir, no Seattle shirts. All right, sit down, Grungy.
Do you plan to sell your artwork in the future?
I plan to sell my artwork in the past.
Oh.
I do sell my
sorry.
artwork after my
I feel
stand-up
terrible.
shows. I sell prints of my art.
Oh. Thank you.
It's true. The next question is in Spanish. Paento corpiendo hologinda careno. Señor?
Okay. What is that you're doing? What are you drawing right now?
Just
You
have
don't want to be too nosy.
Well, it's not nosy, it's more eyesy. Just a little sketchbook I started a couple days ago. Just little drawings, faces, little things.
Excellent.
Okay, I need to stay busy.
I'm
Yes,
looking at
sir.
your filmography, I'm guessing, and it says you're on the Richard Pryor show?
Yeah.
Was that fun?
Beyond fun. Check it out. You can see it on YouTube. I played a pet head. And at the end of the bit, he pulls the thing off and the cage comes off my head. And that was not supposed to happen.
Oh.
But we made it work. Yeah, that was Richard Pryor, as I mentioned, was the best stand-up I ever saw. And he befriended me, and I saw him at the Comedy Store, and I had a pair of white Capizio dance shoes that I had painted. They looked like, all right, you two out, let's go! No, bastard out, you're coming in again! You fucking dead! I don't do it again! Out! I apologize for that. Those guys cannot come in here again. I didn't mean it! Not funny enough for you? Go out there again, maybe I'll get dressed up as Batman! Yeah, Richard Pryor gave me $100. You're not filming that, tablet boy. Shitty stuff. I do something good. He's sitting there looking at smack.
You're saying something about white dance shoes?
Yeah, I had a pair of white piece of dance shoes that I spray painted. They looked like Salvador Dali bedroom slippers. And Richard said, "Man, you paint me a pair of shoes." He gave me a pair of white boots, and he gave me $100 and invited me to dinner at his house. Yeah, I was. Someone asked before about awestruck. I wouldn't say awe, but just like, it just feels like, wow, I'm in the right place. I'm, a brother. Brother. Well, he was a brother. Brother of comedy and the arts. Someone that I had amazing respect for.
What type of colors were used on those boots? Or what was the whole?
Huh, Mama?
When you painted those boots, what colors did you use?
Rainbow colors. Mostly rainbow. Lots of brown on the bottom. No, just very surrealistic. Mario, the princess has been saved. Go home. What happened?
That's right.
Oh, that's your ride? Right on, Durango. And with the tablet has a ride. So glad that fucker's gone. That annoying Gobongo tablet. Get an iPad or Samsung. Ridiculous Chinese architecture. Next question.
What was it like to work on Nightmare on Elm Street?
Amazing. Wes Craven, Johnny Depp's first movie.
Yeah.
You worked with him twice, though, right? One
And that, and also in Rango recently. Yeah.
Is he weird, or is he just kind of just a laid back guy?
We're all weird, dude. We talk and we eat and we shit. We're weird. It's true.
So true.
Got a backup from Mr. Fisto. Keith Rasher. He's an amazingly talented guy. Johnny Depp. He plays guitar. I invented a 13-string guitar, and he played it better than anyone that's ever played it. The guy Monkey from Korn played it. I've got a lot of Billy Corgan. A lot of people played it, but Johnny just. Yeah, he's a painter, really talented, and I think he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, I think
So Johnny Depp is a better guitar player than Billy Corgan?
I didn't say that. I don't know. Billy Corgan's a pretty good lead guitar player, but on the 13-string guitar, which I invented, Johnny jumped pretty far. Billy Corgan, pretty good guitar
Should
player.
have brought some of them guitars.
Next time.
You worked with Chris Lloyd a couple of times. What was it like working with him? Was it just...
It was great. He was a very good kisser. He always bought lunch. Party! And his flux capacitor was fluxy. But not the capacity. Yeah, Christopher, he's a great guy. We had a really good time in England where we did Roger Rabbit, going to museums and hanging out.
Oh.
He's tall
Oh.
when he's lying down. Are there kids here? I didn't know there was a child here. I use adult language. So,
I think he just got it. Not sure. I think he just walked in. I don't think he caught the whole.
oh, no, I don't think so either. Maybe it's just a midget. Whoever's responsible for the kid, I'll either clean it up or be prepared.
There's a baby.
Babies can't understand.
Yeah, babies
this,
don't count.
I know Roger Rabbit was the first time there was a big company crossover with all the animation. How,
Mary Poppins, Max Fleischer did it years ago. But that was the first time it had been done to that extent. With a movie camera. Never been done before. So his camera's always locked down. Much more difficult. Any John Carpenter questions? Okay, just checking.
How are they able to get Disney and to get like Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny together on the film?
That's because of Steven Spielberg.
Okay.
Right.
He made that happen. And they had to have exactly the same amount of screen time.
Wow.
That's part of the deal. And they got most everybody. Felix the Cat, they didn't get. They wouldn't allow that. It's their loss.
Did you ever work with Jamie Curtis?
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yes.
Oh, I met her a couple times.
Oh, okay.
But we never worked on a set together.
Oh.
There's Abe Lincoln. Or Slash.
is there any future projects that we would like to know about or anything cool coming up?
I got a couple things going on, but I tend not to talk about things that are in the process because it's basically smoke.
Not
You know,
really.
until it solidifies or gets back into the bomb. But, yeah, I have a television show that I'm trying to get on TV soon. We'll see. And doing stand-up, and I'm also a scientist. If anybody knows about moles, that's my mathematical discovery I've been working on for over 30 years. If you go to TED.com, T-E-D, and put in Mollage in my name, you can see the presentation I did there. And more recently, I wrote a paper about gamma ray bursts and the discovery I made, and it's been endorsed by an astrophysicist, and it's on the Cornell University website.
Wow.
Can sequential gamma ray bursts nullify randomness? Gamma ray bursts are the largest display of energy in the universe. They were discovered accidentally in the 60s. The satellites they sent up to monitor for Russians testing atomic bombs. Then they determined it wasn't the Russians. Subsequently, they determined they were coming from outside of our galaxy. Gamma ray burst outshines everything else in the universe. They last a very short amount of time. There's over 100 different theories as to their origin, from a comet falling into a neutron star, death of a massive black hole. They're supposed to be random. I found a mathematical proof that they are not random. My hypothesis is that they are, in fact, a form of communication from an ancient and highly advanced civilization. If I'm right, it will change science. It's my hypothesis is strong. I can prove they're not random, but linking that to actual communication is the next step of my process.
So communication is in communicating with the origin before it happens, or?
I'm not really sure your question, but we send out radio waves as a method of communication. Radio waves are the low end of the electromagnetic spectrum. Gamma rays are the high end.
So trying to use gamma ray bursts as a form of communication?
Well, my hypothesis is these ancient beings sent out gamma ray bursts, and the way that that you interpret them is because we know when they happen. So by linking them sequentially, and then measuring the angles formed by linking them. If they were totally random, the angles would range from 1 to 180, but they continuously skew lower. Also, if you take a group of sequential gamma ray bursts and use one as the center, and then draw a circle, that circle will encompass 2 or more bursts, which means that they are equidistant from the other bursts. And you can check out my paper if you just Google my name or gamma ray bursts or the Cornell University website, and see the data and form your own conclusion, and maybe even, you know, jump in. Come on, we can prove this and get the ball, you know, moving.
It is a sort of,
Distance between gamma ray bursts.
Is there what?
Well, it takes from the gamma ray burst to get to our, I guess the rest is there distance.
Oh, sure. That's, well, you know, it's far. Far ago and far away.
so if it is a form of communication, what would be your theory as what would it take to go ahead and generate that,
Oh, gamma ray burst?
that communication itself?
Well, to generate a gamma ray burst, you would have to have incredible knowledge, but it's conceivable that in 10,000 years or less, we would be able to do it. You know, it's just, you can't conceive of it now, but if you showed a caveman one of these phones, I think they'd go, dude, man, I'm on the Android. So, you know, exponentially, we're moving pretty fast. It makes sense to me. And when you start to see these patterns formed by them, they just, it's definitely not random.
In your opinion, what would be needed to decipher those messages?
Just more research to actually interpret what they are saying, other than the fact
In
there's,
other words, more audible, it's more to the mathematical precisely.
well, everything is mathematical, but when you look at them, they almost appear as like the inside of a watch with concentric circles and different relationships. So it's obviously some kind of universal language based on mathematics that would communicate intelligence and perhaps deeper levels.
The way it's laid out, it just sounds like a chart or a map.
Yeah, well, if you go online to grb.sonoma.edu, there's a real-time map of the universe where they show each new gamma ray burst. And you can see it. And then if you connect the one that was on Thursday to Tuesday, the one last week, you'll see the angles that are formed are usually, they skew to smaller than 90 degrees. Yes, mister.
So do you think that there are multiple, like, on your theories that you like, kind of, how you obviously brainstorm this idea a lot, do you think that there are multiple civilizations that were communicating with each other, or do you feel like it's one civilization branching out and trying to contact?
That's a really good question that no one's ever asked before. I suspect that it's one civilization that did this at a certain point. But you know, what if there were two at a similar time? But it seems to be something that was sent out as a kind of, hey, look what we did. Just like we send out stuff. We do radio waves. I think any intelligent being senses something and wants to go, hey, look at this, like the Taj Mahal. You know, I want to build something nice for my lady. Honey, look what we did. Gamma rays, nice.
What's your personal opinion, like, on the Atlantis? Not necessarily saying it has to be in water, but more than likely just saying an higher evolved civilization that once existed.
I think it's quite possible the Earth has been inhabited a lot longer than we think. If you go on Google Earth and look at the ocean, you can look at the ocean bottom, and there's some configurations that look like they're naturally formed that are underwater that could have certainly been that. And because Mars is smaller, it would have cooled much faster than the Earth. And had there been some civilization there, that progression would have perhaps reached to the point where there could have been life there. In fact, some people think that life there seeded life here. But if there is or was life there, there's more than likely underground someplace some kind of seed repository. Just like we have a place, I think, up in Greenland where we have seeds from all the plants warehoused. Just seems to be there's certain things that intelligent beings have a propensity for, language and communication, etc.
How would you like to be remembered, sir?
Like to be remembered as a fat, rich man eating chocolate inside of a dodecahedron. Depends who's remembering me. You know, it's one of those posthumous questions. I'd like to be remembered as a guy who answered some questions seriously and some not. Or however you want, you decide. You tell me. I don't think that's my decision, really. It's more like I just want to remember what I did. Because people are always going to lie.
Guy that always made you laugh.
That's nice. A guy that always made me laugh. And made me think. I'd like to be remembered as someone that changed science. That would be good. And was the voice of a cartoon rabbit.
But all of your characters, whether it's mimicked from another individual or whatever, do you ever find yourself really preferring that one particular one? I mean, is it an older man or is it a young child's voice?
No, it just depends on what the character is. You know, you have to develop the proper voice to suit the character. So that would be the answer for that.
But you can jump easily back and forth through any one of them. You don't find yourself really falling behind.
It depends, you know, on my mood, if I'm tired, even if I'm hungry or whatever I'm doing. It doesn't matter really how long you're doing it, proper. Not even for this, you know, too many voices to do. What is important is to be real, inside your heart, to say what you feel. That's what I know.
We got a couple minutes, guys, so 2 more questions.
2 more questions. Yes, sir. Yellow shirt. Stand up, my brother. See that crazy ass shirt.
Well, pajama top.
A pajama top? Nice of you to dress for the occasion. I'm wearing pillow shoes and a toothbrush.
Where did the idea of the TED Talk come about? What was your basis for it?
Well, Moleeds is something I've been working on for over 30 years. I did Moleeds on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. And it's been a passion of mine for over 30 years, and I'm still working on it. I still have made crazy discoveries in it. Basically, all prime numbers generate symmetrical systems that have pairs which add to the same number. There's a mathematician in Vienna that saw my TED Talk and wrote these programs in Mathematica that allowed me to see moledes at higher levels, which is really cool.
Last question.
Last question of the day goes to Tim Koch from San Francisco, who simply says, "Hey, is this over yet?" Yes. I couldn't do it here. Boy, if I did, I would have to be the last thing I say. Please, thanks for coming, and remember, I have a booth, and I'm a sellout.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate
Very
it.
much, guys.
The people that ask the most questions get money. That'll teach you quiet people.